What's going on, Ultra Buddies? We have a review for you, and this one's going to be mostly the Earth Garon show, and then a little bit of Dyna at the end. So if you're excited for Dyna, stay tuned for that. Our first card is, I think this card really makes the Blazar Garon deck kind of come together, right? We were waiting for a strong Earth Garon card. So the double rare Earth Garon, 2 double or triple activate once per turn. Send the bottom face down and sideways card under one of your Earth Garon to its owner's discard, and then give one of your Earth Garon or Blazar a BP grade increase for this turn. Mouthful of cards just to say a card that you charged. I still don't love that, but we'll see. I think that it will matter a lot because I think we'll have face up, sideways down, face up, sideways cards at the bottom at some point. So anyway, first thoughts, Kun.
I think this is like really powerful. Like you could play this as a double and in a Mebius-like fashion, burn a resource and bump yourself up to 17k. That was always really crazy in Mebius to close out a game. And not only that, but it's also a cross lane effect that you can, just like that Mebius example, I guess, you can get rid of one of your charges and bump another Blazar or another Earth Garon. Doesn't even have to be limited to itself.
That's very true. Yeah, I think one of the big distinctions here is that the charged cards don't come in your hand too. So I think Mebius, you could kind of run them out of cards, and if really going to depend on how much charge we get. And I do like that this kind of covers the fact that a lot of the Blazars sometimes want to destroy their own triples and bring their own triples down to a 2-3, and then the Earth Garon can bring them back up.
So one thing I think I want to talk about, when it comes to the Blazar Earth Garon new deck we're seeing in BP6, where you charge your cards is going to be really important, because remember, Earth Garon only consumes its charges. Blazars only consume charges on one of them's a Blazar or one of them's Ultra Hero. Either way, not a Garon.
Not Ultramech.
So you have to think about, when you're playing your level 1 Garon, your level 2 whatever charging, who are you going to give your charge to? Because that is going to restrict what you can do with it. Now, of course, you can always just take a triple Garon and then bump it down to a double. Or the funny thing about this one, you can actually take this Earth Garon from a double to a single. This one doesn't require triple.
But this one requires to send a bottom face down sideways card, so it only works on charged cards.
Oh no! So if you had a double Garon with a charge, you could.
You could.
You can. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right. You're right. This won't bump down to a single. My bad. But you have some flexibility with how you.
I will say, I don't remember who mentioned it. It's very funny that technically, if you're playing a sealed format, you can have a face down sideways card that is not charged, just like normally. So in this case, that case, you could get it down to a single, which is very, very funny.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's pretty much it. I think the last thing I wanted to mention about this card is, I think what makes it so insane is it kind of fulfills the trifecta for Blazar Earth Garon, where Ultra Deck Blazar can BB grade decrease, Phaedra and Armor Blazar can minus power, which is effectively the same as minus plus power, so all the same math. And this one can BP grade increase. So now you can do all three of the power change effects, which makes it really tricky to figure out how to play into it or play around it. So yeah, let's move on to our next strong card, which you can read for us. It's the new scene card.
So Light and Flame. This is a round 3 scene with an activate once per turn. This one you can reveal the bottom face down and sideways card under one of your characters, basically a charge. And if that revealed card is a Blazar or Earth Garon card, you can put it into play on top of one of your characters that is able to level up with it. Otherwise, send it to the owner's discard area.
So, sorry, my brain is still stuck a little bit on the sealed format. Can you unflip a baton pass and then it no, what would happen is you could unflip the baton pass, but then the top level up is illegal and it'll disappear. Okay, sorry, I had to get that out of my head.
No, there's definitely something to baton touching and level ups, anything you can level up, and we'll have to see. That's actually a funny interaction that maybe we'll get a draft going in BP6.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I just so that I can mess around with these like bottom face down sideways cards. I think I have to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. But like in a more serious note, this card is kind of insane, right? It's like a Blazar that you kind of get to choose, assuming that you've charged well, like, or if you probably will charge in the beginning parts of the game, so then you can see what you have, and that can help you decide how to play the rest of the game once you get the scene out, because you should know what's in there.
So it's kind of interesting where Scarred is a reveal 5 and you get a level up random and it's a temporary boost.
Yeah.
This one is depending if you have 1, maybe 2 characters with charge, you only have 2 cards you can pick between, but you know what it is, so there's no randomness.
Yeah.
And it's a permanent level up, so you get to keep it. So it's stronger, but it needs a little more setup where you could scar just 5 cards, get me something. And this one, if you charge a scene and you charge a level 1 Blazar, well, you've locked yourself out of using this scene.
That's very true. Yeah, like level 1s are kind of useless on this one, which is a bit unfortunate. So this one, I think it's hard to fully talk about everything that you can do with this until you like actually see and play the deck.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like spend a bunch of time with it on it. But this card, I think, is like kind of preposterous. It's going to do some like absolute shenanigans, and the players who can like really figure out how to who can play in a way that takes advantage of this are going to it's going to be crazy. So I don't think we can really talk too much about it. Like, it's mostly going to be a gameplay thing that you guys will see in the later videos, and I'm sure when we make an eventual deck profile for this, because this deck seems like so strong. Okay, moving on. I think one of the big questions is both of these cards is how many charge cards are we going to get? We saw the level 1 from the trailer. That is charge 1 as a level 1. But our next 2 cards will help you understand that. There's a level 1 that charges an Earth Garon or Blazar. I feel like that terminology is a little weird since we're still used to charge. What it means is you charge a card and then you put it under one of your Earth Garon or Blazar. So that's pretty straightforward right there. And then we've got a double rare level 2, which can charge twice, but individually, kind of a weird interaction going there. So single or double, you can charge, or double, you can charge. So you plays a double, you charge 2. Any thoughts on this being broken up?
No, I think it's great. It's basically, if you play as a double, you get more charges. It's interesting because we talk about like it's a resource, like cards in hand and Mebius and whatnot, but remember, you're giving up what is maybe a scene search or some other level 2 draw effect, which kind of gets you a card into hand. Granted, you can miss the scene search. Instead, now this one's getting you 2 charges potentially. So you can't play them from hand. So you do have to make sure you set them up to consume them. But hey, if you're going into like turn 3 and turn 4 and you've got like this guy has 2 charges, if you played a level 1, that's 3 charges on your different characters. So now you've got 3 charges to work with. You play your triple R Earth Garon, you play your scene, you can do BP up, BP down, minus 2,000. So I think it's pretty solid. It's probably worth not trying a card because you're getting just as much value from your charge.
Yeah, I think like with each charge being worth a potential BP up or minus 2,000 or BP down, the charges are like way better, especially 2 charges, way better than a draw, I think.
So I think with this, like, I would expect that going into turn 3, if you have your Blazar triple R or your Earth Garon double Rs, you probably have 3 to 4 charges to work with easily.
Yeah, I think
2 to 4.
Probably maybe 3. I mean, I would say 2 to 4, but 4 might be a little pushing it.
Well, this is if you have 2 Earth Garon lanes.
Yeah.
So if you have 1 Earth Garon lane, that's like 3 charges.
Yeah.
If you have 2, it'll be like 4.
Yeah. It could be good, but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out, because it does seem that like you're going to need to play those level 1s and level 2s to get charges, and then you get the payoff later.
Yeah.
So if you run out of charges in the late game, it could be tricky.
But I think that's kind of like where you're playing a Z deck and you just like dump all your cards and Belial. And if you get rid of all your cards and you haven't won, then you kind of jump the gun maybe with what you had charged.
Makes sense. So let's move on to our final Ultraman Blazar. This card we got revealed before we saw any charges, so we kind of thought it's kind of suspect, but it's okay. It's a double or triple. For every 2 face down sideways cards under this card, give this character plus 1,000 BP. So it could be like a 14,000, 18,000, which is decent, but you'd have to have 4 charges underneath it, and you can't use it for anything else.
Honestly, if you have 4 charges on this guy, you're probably in trouble, because that means you have 2 Earth Garon lanes to get to that many charges.
Mm-hmm.
And your Earth Garons can't actually consume those charges because they're not under Earth Garon.
Yeah.
And you don't, unless you have a Blazar triple double, you just got 4 charges parked under this guy, and you can't.
Yeah, you can't do anything about them. Yeah, that sounds like a bad situation.
I don't know if this is a card you're going to want to play, unless there's a way to get an absurd amount of more charges. This is a tough one.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so not really much to talk about here. The next one, why don't you read it? Another triple rare Ultraman Dyna.
So another level 2 triple rare. So this one has to be a single. You may reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, and you may put 1 level 3 Dyna from among them on top of this card, on the rest of your discard area. So it's like a Scarred Dyna all packed in one. You can play a single and you come out with a double. Like, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. And it doesn't and it stays unlike Scarred, which is pretty important. Yeah, I think this card's pretty fantastic for Dyna decks because it lets you play 1 card that potentially turns into a triple. With the new one, you should be able to use it to fight lead a little bit stronger. You can play it turn 2. You can even play it turn 1 maybe. Yeah. You play this, it's a 2/3 double for 1 card, and then you can bump it to a triple later if you want. And start the lead chain. I feel like once Dyna gets the lead, it can get kind of silly.
So think of the mechanics for this one. It's if you play this as a turn 1 play, and let's say you had no level 1s in your hand, this isn't a bad turn 1 play, because it's almost like a draw card. It's going straight to the field, but you are getting 1 more net card on the board. So it's kind of like a 5th draw card, if that makes sense, or like a 2nd draw card. Pretty solid. And then if you pair it into the triple R and the scene, and then you can just make it a triple anyways. So a lot of good value. So level 2 card, you get a there's a little bit of chance to it, but kind of like the Mebius double R, you're able to potentially get a card and make use of it right away.
Yeah, I think this card will be strong, but we'll just kind of have to wait and see. It does feel like we'll have to see if there's other Dyna support, I think. Because Dyna has been in this weird spot where it has good cards, but it doesn't seem to be putting up enough oomph to make it a winning deck for whatever reason.
One thing I like about this card is you're kind of borrowing from the future with this by if it went to your hand, you could level up the next turn. Now this you level up right away. So if you're if you're in that lane 7 top decking phase and you just play this as a single, you've gotten a free card. That a level 1 card in that situation is not ideal because you might just lose. But this one, you get the level up, pushing your advantage, and this is a great way to end 6, 7, 8 lane top deck spree.
Oh, for sure. It's very, very strong in the late game. All right, let's move on to our final card, another Dyna. It's a 2 triple or double. When there's no scene, give a character plus 2,000. So just pretty strong, 14,000, 18,000 potentially.
I mean, it has that condition, but we've never seen an 18,000 vanilla, if that makes sense. Sometimes we had the 8K, 14K, 16K vanilla cards, which are always really strong to have, and this one kind of fits that role as long as you're able to manage who has scene.
I think for me the standout idea here is a Dyna Nexus that you have Dyna to get rid of your own scenes, and you have Nexus to get rid of your opponent's scenes. That lets you play this card a little bit more effectively. But we'll see if there's enough room to fit everything you want to fit in the deck in, because that's definitely the general concern among decks right now is we're getting so much stuff. It's hard to pick everything, you know.
And hey, this guy can hit 20k if you have this as a triple. On that turn, you use Nexus to pop the scene, and you give him 2,000. So that's 20k right there. Not
20k, pretty solid. Even like if you play this in a lead as a 2-3, and then it's a 14, it's a 12, but then you pop the scene and you give +1. It's a 16 in the lead, and you killed their scene. It's just like not so terrible.
So
yeah,
pretty good card.
Yeah, definitely a good card. I'm excited to see if people will play it or kind of how decks will evolve. I think BP06 is going to be a really tough deck building set, aside from like Earthblaze or Garon, which seems like they're kind of giving you everything you want to play. All right, that is it for us today. I think we've got, this kind of means we have most Blazer Earth Garon cards, so behind the scenes we'll probably start testing that a little bit because I'm very excited about it.
I think maybe we get one more. So let's call this the Blazar scene. There might be one more Earth Garon.
Yeah, there might be one more scene.
So unless that seems really crazy, though, I feel like Blazar already has a lot of good scenes.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm already thinking like you play 4 Scarred and 2 of this, and can you really afford to play more scene cards when you don't really want to be charging scenes? Because sometimes you need like the Blazar in the scene, right?
I mean, if they have a round 1 charge 1 scene that's on play, that's not
honestly kind of down for that. Yeah. But if they did that, it would be like, if you have an Earth Garon, then charge 1, and then you couldn't play it turn 1 because you probably want to start with Blazar. So we'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week for hopefully another. What my hope is that we'll see a new archetype. Like we've seen the Orb Triple R, we've seen the Blazar Triple R. So theoretically, we have 3 more triple rare
Z's coming up. We'll have something with Z for sure.
You'll have Z, we'll have Max, we'll have a Mystery Man, but potentially Belial, and another level 2. And the level 2 could be Belial, to be honest.
It could be. I mean, that level 2 is a wild card. There's another triple R level 2 in this set, and
that's our theory, at least.
Yeah,
it could be like 4 and 4, right? Like
it could be. That would be crazy. And yeah, level 2 Belial triple R would be crazy.
It would be pretty crazy. It really needs a level 3, but yeah, I'll take it.
Oh no, but it would get you like some extra draw power. Like all the level 2 triple R so far have been introducing some kind of like getting extra resource.
Yeah, like reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, add a 5 king to your hand, and then discard the rest.
Hey, if this was a reveal top 5 and put 1 Belial from among them into play on top of this, that's still really good for 5 king.
Yeah, that's true.
You get a 6/7 Belial and 4 cards in discard.
True, could be good. All right, we'll have to see. You'll find out with us, and we'll see you around. Bye.
Yep.